Saxon Algebra 1, Lesson 14. We're going to talk today about evaluating algebraic expressions. All that means when we say evaluating is that we're trying to simplify some things. Let me show you. Most students find these somewhat fun. It says find the value of x, m, p, all three letters written in a row, if x equals 4, m equals 5, and p equals 2. Okay, so what it's telling us to do is take this expression, write it with buckets, and I'll tell you what I mean by that, and then plug these numbers in for the appropriate letters and solve. Okay, cool. Now, very often, these will be negative numbers, and there might be minus signs in our expression. So this one's pretty easy, and you can do it in your head really fast, but I want to teach you the proper process so that when they're not so easy, you can still get them right. Each letter gets turned into a bucket. Again, this one's easy because we're just multiplying the 3. And then the next, so the first step is to write out the expression using buckets, and the second one is to fill in 4 times 5 times 2, and then we multiply, and 5 times 2 is 10, so I can easily get to 40. All right, that was an easy one. 14.2. Okay, so first I write down the expression, and it is 4yz minus 5 if y equals 2 and z equals 10. That's a z. Remember, I write my z's with a slash because otherwise they look a lot like 2's. Okay, again, we do buckets. 4 is not gonna, we're not gonna pour a number into that. So 4 stays the same. Y, z minus 5. Y is 2, z is 10. There we go. Now we have to use the order of operations to solve this. Let me remind you of that. It is parentheses, brackets, whatever other symbols of inclusions. Then it's exponents and roots. Then it's multiplying and dividing. Then it's adding and subtracting. There's our order of operations. Make sure you write that down on your page so you have it right in front of you and you can remember when you do your homework. So here we have some multiplying and then we subtract. This happens first, right? So 4 times 2 is 8, times 10 is 80, minus 5, this equals 75. Yay. A nice thing about these is that they're not quite as long as some of those order of operation problems we've been having, but they're going to get crazier. So buckle in, people. 14.3. Oh, let go, pages. Let go. Example 14.3. Evaluate y minus z if y equals 2 and z equals 10. All right. Oh, wait. I copied down the wrong. Y equals minus 2 and z equals minus 6. Sorry, I looked at a different problem when I copied those down. All right, y minus z, y equals minus 2, z equals minus 6. Okay, back on track. Now, this one's important because look, I have to protect that minus sign there and not mess it up with the minus signs that are attached to the values themselves, right? This could be very confusing. That almost looks like division. It's not. It's just subtraction. So now I want to rewrite this without the parentheses. Minus 2. These go together to make a plus. Minus 2 plus 6, and that equals positive 4. I'm not going to write the positive sign, but you could if you wanted. 14.4. There's a lot of examples in this, but we're on a roll, and that's all there is. Evaluate. Ready? Minus a minus b Whoa, they're getting a little longer. We're throwing in a lot of minus signs. Let's look at our values. A is -3, B is -4. And I always set them up this way. I put the expression on the left, and then I put the values over here, and then I work down. Please remember that I show everything the way I show it for a reason. I've tried lots of different ways, and this is the easiest, neatest way to get you to the right answer. And you know, in algebra, the way that we show our work helps us get to the right answer. And so I have gone ahead of you, my friends. 20 years. I've been doing this since I've been teaching algebra to homeschooled kids since before you were born. How does that feel? So I'm not fooling around. I know what works. Trust me. And if you think you've got a better idea than mine, by all means tell me, because I would love to hear it. I'm always looking for ways to be better. So let me know. Okay, so these buckets represent the letters. I had to get a little more space here so I could put mine in. Now I'm going to put -3 in for the A's, and I'm careful to be neat because those minus signs need to show up, and then B is -4. Okay, we multiply first, so this is going to become +12, but that negative sign still stands. So let's now that we've done the multiplication, before we add, let's simplify. These two go together to make this +3. These go together to make it +4. And then these go together to make it -12. So it's 3 + 4 - 12. This much is 7. 7 - 12 equals -5. And that's the right answer. Yay. Okay? Gets a little hairy in here sometimes. We have to keep our heads. 14.5. This goes up to 14.8. Sorry. Here comes another one. That's an X, sorry. All right. X equals 2. A equals -4. B equals -6. Okay, now it's tempting to say, well, could we make these parentheses go away? Could we clean this up? Maybe, but let's not fall into that trap. Let's plug the numbers in with this just the way it is, and then we'll clean it up. So, minus. Notice that when I have little buckets inside of proper parentheses, I exaggerate the outside ones so that I can tell, oh yeah, those are the parentheses in the original problem. These are my buckets. All right, X is 2, A is -4, and B is -6. I'm gonna double check those values in the book. Yes, because I wanna make sure I got those signs right. So double check your work to make sure you didn't mess it up. All right, I've got parentheses in this so I can simplify what's inside of that first. This is going to be, I'm going to take those parentheses off because that's fine. Minus, okay, this is going to be +4 - 6. Still have work to do inside the parentheses. So it's -2 minus, and this becomes -2. And then we have -2 + 2 equals 0. Interesting, right? All right, a little bit longer. I'm gonna flip the page. I feel like I need some fresh space. This is 14.6. Copying the expression. We're up to 4 letters now. X equals -2. Y equals +3. A equals -4. Okay, I'm checking all of my work again to make sure I'm right. And now I'm going to carefully create my buckets. Whoops. Exaggerating my outside ones so that I can see that those are not just buckets, they're parentheses. Okay, x is minus 2. It goes here, it goes here. I wrote the y there, so I'll have to put the 3 over the top. Okay, and then minus 4 goes here. Okay, so I can just drop those parentheses off because there's nothing confusing about them. This becomes positive 4 minus 2. Now I've cleaned that up. And I'm not going to do this because this is, I can't combine those because that would be adding, and that's the last step in our order of operations, right? First I have to continue doing the work inside the parentheses. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then I have to do the multiplication. Minus 2, and then this would be minus 6, right? You can think of it as minus 3 times 2, or you can think of it as 2 times 3 and then a minus sign. Get you the same answer either way. And then our final answer is negative 8. Yay! 2 more. Notice we're up to 3 letters. I guess we've been at 3 letters for a while. Our expressions out here are getting more complex. Copy carefully. Okay, minus m plus x times quantity minus a plus mx. Okay. Notice that I used most of my row to write this out, so I'm going to write my letters over here, my letter values. M equals 2, x equals minus 3, a equals minus 4. Works better on this page because my shadow doesn't block the paper when I write over here. All right, very carefully. Here's my big parentheses. Okay, minus m plus x times minus a plus m times x. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm ready to fill in. Here's an m and another m. Here's an x and an x, and here's an a. Okay, I do the work within the parentheses first. This is addition, so I can do it right away. 2 plus minus 3, that's minus 1. This goes together to make it positive 4. And this is minus 6, so this becomes negative 2. And now I'm ready to multiply all of this together. There's no addition anywhere. So 1 times 2 is 2. I do the number first. And then there's 1, 2, 3 minus signs. Odd number. We end up with negative 2. Yay. Last one. Ready? Example 14.8. Evaluate. Okay, this one only has 2 values, but look how we use it over and over again, and look at how, oh, here we're multiplying, but here we're just subtracting. These are really confusing, you guys. They start out easy, but they get kind of crazy. A equals minus 2, and x equals 4. All right, let's carefully set this up. There's the big parentheses. Okay, I'm double checking to make sure that looks right. Yes. Now we can plug in. A is minus 2. Make your buckets big enough so you can write in them easily. X is 4. Okay? We are ready now to do the work inside the parentheses. I'm going to leave this just the way it is. This is 4 plus 2, which is 6. Okay. All right. That's cool, right? Now we're ready to do multiplication. This is addition down here, but we can do all of this. So let's do the numbers first. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. And then the sign, 1, 2 negatives. So it looks like that's a positive 48. I'm just going to put the plus sign on it for fun. Don't need it, but it helps me remember. And then down here, we have 1 minus sign, so it's just minus 2. That equals 46, and that's our final answer. You guys will be working problems like this for a long time. The original expressions will get more complicated, but the process of setting up the buckets and then using order of operations to solve will be exactly the same for a long time to come. That is the end of lesson 14. Yay, we have successfully completed it, and I will talk to you next time.